Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So sorry for not uploading sooner. Some life things just came up and I felt really uninspired to shoot long form content, but I am back with a full recap on everything I did over the summer, so let's jump right in. Moving on to books, I finished reading books 2, 3, and 4 of the ACOTAR series. Overall, I would give this series 4 stars just because the books are so long. I know that's not for everybody, and I really struggled to get through them all the way. It took me a while. The only critique I had of book 2 was that I felt like parts 1 and 3 were the good parts of the book, and part 2 was just a lot of plot building. And while I do love a good deep plot, I felt like it could have just been shortened or completely taken out. Same with book 3, A Court of Wings and Ruin. I absolutely loved the ending of this one though. With all of these books, I feel like I had a lot of whiplash back and forth with the characters and what was going to happen to them, but overall I loved the ending of book 3. I did skip book 3.5, the novella that is in between book 3 and 4. I will go back to that one in the winter time. I just felt like it wasn't really a summer book and I wanted to continue reading throughout the series, so I will come back to that one. Overall, book 4 I absolutely loved. I loved Nesta's story. Nesta and Cassie, and I absolutely loved the two of them. I loved their storyline. I would really love to see all of these books made into movies. I pictured Alexander Ludwig as Cassian and maybe like Sadie Sink as Feyre. She might be too old by now, but honestly I absolutely loved the books and I would read them again, and I would recommend anyone that wants to get into fantasy romance to read those books because I really enjoyed them. After reading ACOTAR, I wanted something a little bit lighter and something a little bit shorter that I could finish out the month with. Just finished The Kingdom of Stars and Shadows, and overall that book was not my favorite. I did give it 3 stars because overall I liked the characters. It was an okay book, but I felt like there was no plot. Like, I felt like it just jumped right into a storyline and I was kind of confused the whole time about what the premise was and the world, and while ACOTAR had a lot of world building, this book had almost none. So I'm not going to continue on with the series. I just downloaded The Serpent and Wings of Night and I heard some good things about this series on TikTok, so I am hoping that I will enjoy that book more. And it is a little bit longer as well, so I am excited to get into that as soon as I can. Okay, let's get into music. Overall, I feel like August had the best music out of the whole summer, and it really sucked that it took so long because I felt like I was just looking for that like one album that I had on repeat all summer. I did find that in August though. Starting off with Renee Rapp's new album, I absolutely love her R&B sound. While I do love her kind of more poppy sound too, this R&B pop sound is my favorite so far that she has created. Her vocals are amazing. I absolutely love them. Speaking of good vocals, Chappell Roan finally released The Subway. I am so glad to have a full studio version. I know she took her time with this one and people were loving it live. I loved hearing it live on the shows that I was able to watch via the internet, but I know that a lot of people were waiting for this one on streaming and it was really amazing. So the hats off to Chappell because that is really great. The Jonas Brothers are also back, which if you know, you know they are one of my favorites, and I absolutely love Greetings from Your Hometown. The title track is probably my favorite, as well as Backwards, and I really was not a fan of their previous album. While I love some of the songs and the singles, the whole album just did not really feel like it was their best work in my opinion, and I have been a fan for a while. You can actually see the pictures behind me there. But overall, I really felt like something was missing from their last album. I feel like they really found their sound finally after their comeback. I really loved Happiness Begins, but this album really brought that back to their roots, and as the title states, Greetings from Your Hometown, I really feel like it just is those Jersey boys creating music again, and that is so fun to me. The next album that I found really surprised me. It was Conan Gray's Wishbone. I had kind of been a casual fan of Conan Gray, but this album has really solidified my opinion as a fan. I absolutely love this album. I know he did a lot of the writing on it too, which is what really impressed me. I absolutely love his storytelling, and I feel like this album has 0 skips, and I hope that he wins a few big awards, either at the Grammys, American Music Awards, any of those big award shows. I really hope that he gets nominated and wins one of these because this album really is a great album. And I know it's not his debut, but I feel like this is the album that's really going to push him into mainstream, and I feel like it was his time, and this is great, and I really hope to see him in concert too because I hear he's really good. As I mentioned in the intro, my mental health was just not where I wanted it to be, so I had been using a lot of my little anxiety tools. I did a short form video talking about what's in my anxiety kit, and this is one of the products that I have been reaching for a lot more. This is the Rare Beauty Aromatherapy Pen. It is a essential oil pen that you just pump the product out, and then you can rub it on your skin. I like putting it on my wrists and my temples. And it just has a nice calming lavender scent. This is also great if you get migraines. I will definitely repurchase this when I run out, because I know I will, because it's just that amazing for aromatherapy and calming, and I use this all the time. PR. I've been able to get PR from a lot of big brands thanks to the Ulta Beauty Creates program. So shout out to the Ulta Beauty team, but this duo from Dibs is super viral. This is their Dibs Desert Island Duo and the Contour Cream and Powder Brush. This brush was the standout for me. I absolutely love this brush. The cream brush blends out your product so quickly, and the powder brush just diffuses your bronzer and your blush on your face so well. I did use both of these products today. I have the Desert Island Duo in 2.5 Cool Girl and No Shade, and something I learned in the webinar I attended is that the darker end of the Dibs brush is always going to have the bronzer color on it, so you never have to get confused. There isn't a ton of product in these, which I don't love, especially for the price, which is why if I had to recommend one or the other, I would recommend the brush and just use it with your everyday bronzer or blush, because I've used this brush with other products as well, and it works pretty well. But overall, I am so impressed with this duo, and I feel so incredibly lucky to have received it in PR as a small creator like myself. Another product that I received in PR that I had been loving, but I do want to talk about this one some more because I have talked about this quite a bit on short form. This is the Kulfi Beauty Double Life Serum Primer. While I love the finish of this primer, let me just like put some on the back of my hand so you can see it here. While I love the glowy finish this primer gives, like you can just see like the radiance, I think that my skin is a little bit too sensitive to the actives in here. My skin had been sensitive to hyaluronic acid, but I know this has hyaluronic acid in it, and I wasn't sure if it was high enough in the ingredients list to cause me irritation, but I think it does. It also has tranexamic acid and a couple of other actives that are supposed to help with skin texture, and I just think it's a little bit too much for my skin on top of the skincare that I already use. So while I absolutely love the finish of this primer, it is just not something I can use every day, and I have to use pretty sparingly because I was starting to get a little rash right here. I'll pop up a picture of what my skin was looking like without makeup on. But yeah, I'm really disappointed because I absolutely love this primer. So if you guys have any kind of glowy serum primer recommendations, please drop them in the comments, because I would love to be able to try more serum primers that give just that kind of glowy natural radiance to the skin, because this really is a great product. I just don't think it's right for my skin. I've been taking my shower routine so seriously this year, and one of the products that is new to my routine is the Versed AHA Exfoliating Body Scrub. This has glycolic acid, lactic acid, pumice, and pomegranate enzymes. I have noticed such a big difference when I use this on my skin once or twice a week, especially in the appearance of pores on my legs, the back of my arms, even my armpits. I've noticed a huge difference. I do think it is a little bit pricey, but because of those acids, I do think it's worth the price. Lastly, for beauty products, I've replaced the 2 lip products that I keep in my purse. They are both from Maybelline, and they are part of the Lifter line. Starting off, this is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss Honeyed line. This is more of a lip oil formula, so it is super nice to throw on over any lip stain or anything in your purse. The next product I have is the Lifter Glaze Oil Balm. This is in the color Latte Crush, and I'll show you here. You can just like it's just so easy to just throw on. It's super moisturizing, and it's nice to have something like that in your purse. and then you can totally throw the gloss on it if you want to. And this really is a non-sticky formula, so your hair is not going to stick to it. It's not going to get, you know, leave smudges on your face or anything. So these two products have replaced my other purse products because I actually ran out of my purse gloss. That's never happened to me before. Now for fashion favorites. One of my favorites has been actually this pair of shorts from Amazon. They are a boxer style short. They have pockets. They have the cute little button detail. They are so comfortable. This was actually my only purchase for Amazon Prime Day. I absolutely loved these. The other things I was loving is my white maxi skirt, which you can get honestly anywhere, but I will have similar ones linked to my LTK, as well as this shirt from Daka2. I did a post for them for Prime Day, and I have worn this shirt probably 3 or 4 times since, and that's only been like a month. So those are my 3 summer fashion favorites. Now let's move into food favorites while I make my lunch. I've been obsessed with yogurt bowls recently, especially with the Siggi's dairy-free yogurt, specifically the vanilla cinnamon. I feel like it's the most like neutral of their flavors in the dairy-free. Then I'm not a huge lunch person, so this has kind of been my go-to lunch. I take a hefty scoop of peanut butter. This is just Skippy Natural. I probably won't get this one because it's kind of gross, but I will take a scoop of the peanut butter, open up my yogurt, scoop it into the bowl. This has been my favorite lunch to have, especially during the season where we have a lot of fresh fruit. Speaking of, I would just add some raspberries to that. Normally I would also add blueberries and or strawberries, but we are out and these are on their last leg. So I'm just going to finish off the package. It's kind of the base of it. I could make it look pretty, but honestly it's not worth it. Then to top it off and have some crunch, I just use this peanut butter granola from Bare Naked and drizzle that on the top. You could totally add honey or any, like chia would also be great in here. This is so filling, not only because of the protein in the yogurt, but just the richness and the fullness of the taste of peanut butter and the berries to give you all the vitamins, antioxidants in there. I absolutely love the granola too. It just adds the perfect crunch. So this has been my go-to lunch. Some of my other food favorites this summer have been peach tea, especially the Dutch Bros peach tea, but I've also had a couple of other local coffee shops peach teas and I absolutely loved it. I miss when Starbucks did fun teas like that, but I honestly have not been to Starbucks more than like once this summer. I am very much a Dutch girly now, and I absolutely love peach tea. I've been such a tea girly my entire life, and peach tea is just the perfect summer refreshing beverage. The last favorite I have kind of surprised me. This is Javi protein coffee. Now I am dairy free and this does have whey protein in it, so I don't drink this every day, but I was surprised with how much I liked this, especially because there are 0 grams of sugar, and I am very much I'll have a little bit of coffee with my milk and not milk with my coffee kind of person, so it doesn't make me jittery or anxious or shaky like a lot of other coffees do, so I will definitely keep using this. They did send this to me in PR and I did do a post for them, so you might have already seen me talk about this, so I won't yap any longer. To end this video off, I wanted to talk about some of my highlights for the summer. I went to my first Hillsborough Hops game, which is our minor league baseball team that we have, and that was an amazing night. I dog sat for the first time and watched my aunt's dog, little Zoe. She is 10 years old and we had so much fun over like 10-ish days I was watching her. I also went to my cousin's wedding down in Eugene, which was super fun to see family, and to get to see her marry her amazing partner was great. And honestly, all of August I did a lot of things that I really never thought I would do or could do within myself, and my personal journey has really been great this summer, so I have had an amazing time. I'm very excited for a nice cozy fall season, so stick around for more of that. And I will be back for my regular monthly recaps for the rest of the year, so thank you so much for sticking with me, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on next month's recap. Bye!